Hi everyone, and welcome back to Neutralizing COVID, the monoclonal antibody story, the podcast where we unpack the science, strategy, and real world impact of monoclonal antibodies in the fight against COVID 19. I'm Dr. Shikha Agrawal. In today's episode, we are comparing two frontline COVID therapies, monoclonal antibodies and small molecules. Let's get into monoclonal antibodies versus small molecules. What's the difference? And once again, we have the pleasure of learning from Dr. Aiswarya Chaudhuri, a nanomedicine expertise. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Dr. Shikha. It's great to be here again and discuss these important therapies.
Let's start with monoclonal antibodies or mAbs. What exactly are they and how do they work against COVID 19?
Monoclonal antibodies are the lab-made proteins that mimic the antibodies our immune system produces. They are produced from a single clone of immune cells, so all the molecules are identical. In practice, scientists identify an antibody that targets the SARS-CoV-2 virus, usually the spike protein, and then manufacture many copies of that exact antibody. When given to a patient, these antibodies bind to the virus's spike, the key, blocking the virus from entering the cells. In effect, the virus is neutralized before it can infect more cells. Because they are proteins, monoclonal antibody must be given by infusion or injection, typically in a clinic or hospital settings. Once in the body, they work like a temporary immune boost. They directly tag the virus so that it can be destroyed or cannot infect cells. For COVID-19, the earliest authorized monoclonal antibody were designed to attach to the spike protein and keep the virus from opening the doors to other cells.
Now, how do small molecule antivirals work and what makes them different from antibodies? For example, let's talk about Paxlovid.
Small molecule antivirals are a very different approach. Instead of being proteins, they are chemical drugs, that is pills, that you can take by mouth. Paxlovid is one example. It's a combination of two drugs, nirmatrelvir and ritonavir. Nirmatrelvir is a protease inhibitor, meaning it blocks a key viral enzyme that the coronavirus needs to replicate. Now, without that enzyme working, the virus cannot make new copies of itself. In practical terms, Paxlovid stops the virus from growing and spreading inside our body. Ritonavir doesn't act on the virus directly. It slows down the body's breakdown of nirmatrelvir, so it stays active longer. The important point is that this drug is taken as tablets at home, usually starting soon after a positive test or symptom onset. And this contrasts with the monoclonal antibody, which are given by IV infusion. In short, the small molecule antivirals are chemically synthesized drugs that target the viral processes inside the cells.
How are these treatments developed and how do people receive them?
Monoclonal antibodies are made by identifying the effective antibodies, often from the recovered patients or engineered mice, and using these genetic code, using means that their genetic code in culture cells to mass produce them. Since they are proteins, monoclonal antibodies are given by infusion or injection under medical supervision. In COVID-19, many were authorized quickly after proving they could prevent severe diseases if used early. Now, small molecule antivirals like this Paxlovid are chemically synthesized drugs designed to block the virus, often cheaper and easier to produce. They are taken as the oral tablets, typically by high-risk patients within days of illness. The key difference lies in their nature: lab-grown proteins versus engineered chemical compounds, shaping how they are made, delivered, and used.
Thanks for highlighting that. My next question is, what are the main strengths and limitations of each approach?
Monoclonal antibodies are highly specific, providing immediate virus neutralization and even prevention in high risk groups. They are life-saving for those with weak immune responses but are costly, require stored storage and IV infusion. A key drawback is that the viral mutation, like with Omicron, can quickly render them less effective. Now, in contrast, small molecule antivirals like Paxlovid are oral pills, cheaper to produce, easy to distribute, and work inside cells. They are broadly active but must be started early, can have drug interaction, and rely on patient compliance. Their convenience and scalability make them essential tools alongside monoclonal antibodies.
How do virus variants and drug resistance come into play with these treatments?
Variants can dramatically affect the monoclonal antibodies since the mutations in the spike protein's target site can make them ineffective. For example, spike changes render about two-thirds of the existing COVID monoclonal antibody useless, leading to pauses or withdrawals. By contrast, small molecule antivirals like Paxlovid target more stable viral components, holding up better against variants. While rare resistance and rebound cases have been reported, studies show such mutations are uncommon and often short-lived, making these drugs less vulnerable to variant-driven failure than many monoclonal antibodies.
Well, to wrap up, what should listeners remember about these two approaches to fighting COVID-19?
Both monoclonal antibodies and the small molecule antivirals are the powerful tools in our arsenal. Antibodies give immediate immunity like protection by neutralizing the virus directly, which is incredibly useful, especially for people who can't make their own antibodies effective. Now, small molecule drugs, on the other hand, are like smart bombs inside cells. They block the virus's machinery and can be taken easily as skills. Now, each has strengths. Antibodies can be life-saving early in infection or as prevention, while antivirals are scalable and convenient. Each also has limits, including how well they work against new variants and logistic challenges. Scientists continue to develop both kinds, for example, next generation antibodies and new antivirals, so that we have multiple line of defense.
Dr. Aiswarya, thank you for explaining all of these so clearly. It's reassuring to know there are different paths to fight COVID-19, each with its own role. That's all for today's episode of Utilizing COVID, the monoclonal antibody story. Don't forget to subscribe and help us grow by sharing this episode with your network. Until next time, take care and keep exploring science.